Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today I want to do a message that you need to hear right now in regard to your love life. So really it could bring up anything and everything. A message that you need to hear right now. So in regard to that, as always, this is a general reading. So please take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does not resonate with you, then it is not meant for you. For pile 1, we have rose quartz. For pile 2, we have amethyst. And for pile 3, we have selenite. Hello there, my pile ones. Let's take a look at what you need to know right now, what you need to hear in regard to your love life. I'm planning on trying to keep these very short and very sweet. Probably only going to pull a card or two. So let's see what message is of the utmost importance that you need to hear right now in regard to your love life. Okay, we've got the Star. And we have the Emperor. So I kind of feel like what this is bringing me to is managing our expectations. I feel like this is bringing me to like the need. It's so crazy because like this message has been coming up a lot. Obviously not really so much in regard to love readings, but this has been a message that like keeps coming up for me. And it's having to ground our ideas in reality. And in this case, obviously, it might be about our ideas of love, our idealizations in regard to love. The Emperor is a very grounded card. It is representative of stability and security. He's representative of commitment. I feel like the Emperor here is meant to represent like it's time to like nail down our ideas in regard to love, or our idealizations in regard to love, or our expectations in regard to love. And I feel like the Star is such a hopeful card, but the Star will also bring me to, again, idealization. And it will bring me to wishful thinking. And I feel like something that maybe like needs to be grounded here is especially that like wishful thinking sort of message that the Star, that can come up when it comes to the Star. And I feel like even with that, like there's this need to manage our expectations. There's a need for us to be more realistic about what's taking place in our love life. And for some of us, what that could mean is that we need to be realistic in the sense of like if somebody's been acting a certain type of way with us and their behavior is toxic or they have patterns of destructive behavior, etc., then we have to be realistic in knowing, okay, this person is just not the one. Like this person is not worth my time. Like I'm idealizing this future with this person, but they ghosted me this month and they won't return my calls, or they are dismissive of me when I try to express myself. We've gotten maybe some hints or some red flags that this person just ain't it. And we're being urged to be like, let's say, realistic. Like if this person isn't putting in the time, effort, and energy now, there's a probability that they won't ever do what we need for them to do for us to feel safe and secure in this relationship. Now, the other aspect of it being managing our expectations could be an indication that maybe there's certain things that we're expecting from people that we either aren't willing to give them ourselves, or we could just have very, again, idealistic views on love. Like we might always expect for it to be sunshine and unicorns. We might want someone with very specific qualifications, or we might want a very specific someone. And there's this need for us, or the way that the message goes is to manage your expectations in that regard. Like maybe this person doesn't have X amount of money in their bank account, but they are nice, they are kind, they are nurturing, and they're emotionally mature. So they might not be a millionaire, but they do very well for themselves, and they have all of these other wonderful qualities about them. Another thing too could be like another times when I see that manage your expectations message come out, it's also about like certain things that we are expecting from this person. Like if we are expecting candlelit dinners and romantic dates and carriage rides and etc., walks on the beach every single day from this person, then we might have to manage that expectation that certain things aren't always going to be possible, or certain things aren't always going to be like a rom-com in our relationship. So again, I'm just, as always, actually, maybe I should say this disclaimer at the beginning of all of these, but I'm never trying to be harsh or hurtful. I'm only trying to be as honest or as accurate as I can when I am reading the cards and the messages that I get from the cards. So that could be where we need to manage our expectations. But ultimately, I feel like what this is urging for us to do is to ground some of our idealizations in reality. And I feel like what that's going to lead us toward is needing to be honest with ourselves about what it is that we want, need, deserve, and desire. And I feel like there's a need for us, even like write it down. Quite literally manifest into existence what it is that you are trying to look for. Because I feel like the more serious and the more specific, let's say, that we get when it comes to what it is that we want, and what it is that we absolutely do not want, the easier it is for us to realize when we are settling for less than what it is that we deserve. So when it comes to that wishful thinking message, we're not settling for people that aren't giving us the, like, what it is that we want, need, deserve, and desire. We're not settling for people that aren't serving us or treating us in the way that we know we are meant to be treated. And I feel like going forward, there's this need to take some of these idealizations that we might have in regard to love and really begin to nail down exactly what is important for us in regard to our love lives. I hope that that makes sense in some type of way. My pile ones, thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile twos, my amethyst pile. Let's take a look at what you need to know right now, or what you need to hear most in regard to your love life. Okay, let's take a look. What is it? What message do you need to hear most in regard to love at this moment in time? My pile twos. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the Ten of Swords. So basically what this is going to say to me is that we are either actively getting played, or we know that we are getting played, or we are still harboring hurt and resentment from a time that we got played. I feel like the Knight of Wands is a character that is very hot and heavy on the player energy, let's say. The Knight of Wands is a card that can indicate someone who is like literally like a player or a like fuck boy, fuck girl type of energy with that Knight of Wands. So either way you slice it, the Knight of Wands is somebody who doesn't want to be tied down, somebody who only wants casual or non-committal, which honestly is leading me to say, when we look at that Ten of Swords, that in this regard, if you're currently dealing with someone, and maybe right now it's a very casual relationship, maybe we're dealing with someone and we are friends with benefits with them, or we are in some sort of situationship, this person does not want to be tied down. And I feel like when it comes to this relationship, or this connection rather, that the both of you have with one another, if you continue to try to pursue it in the sense of it becoming, or like in the hopes of it becoming something more than casual, you're the person that's going to end up getting hurt, because this person isn't going to commit. So like for me, what's coming through here is just kind of, and I feel like maybe like I'm gonna be like, I feel like we've all been in this situation. Of course, take what resonates, leave the rest. You know, maybe we haven't all been in this situation, but I feel like a lot of us, many of us, have been in a situation where we start off in a casual or non-committal type of connection with someone, and we think that we're going to be the person that this person settles down for. You know, or we think that if we try to put, like, I'm gonna use the word push, but not so much in like a literal sense. Like, it's not so much even in the like a persistent sense, but whatever the case might be. Like, we might try to push or pull, let's say, this person into being in a committed relationship with us when we basically already know like what this person's all about. And I feel like that's us setting ourselves up for relationship trauma that we don't exactly need to take on. And so basically, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that if there is someone that you are currently dating casually and we're feeling like this person, or we want this person to commit to us, I feel like we're kind of setting ourselves up for a situation that's going to be a lot more hurtful or harmful to us emotionally, because this person isn't going to actually be honest about settling down. You know, like, they're not going to settle down. They're still going to be on their same bullshit. But now it's going to get to the point where you're with this person, in a relationship with them, getting hurt by them, and incurring relationship trauma and heartbreak for yourself. So I don't know who that makes sense for. I don't know who that's going to resonate for. But as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. I kind of feel like this is a warning for some of us that are trying to get this person to commit when they don't really want to commit. And even if they agree to it, we still might be dealing with this person doing their same old thing, and it's going to hurt even more the deeper that we are in a relationship with this person and the deeper that we are falling for this person. Now, for others, I do feel like this could just generally be like, if you turn this on because you wanted to see if your person that you're in a connection with, or that you've recently started seeing, is someone that you should continue seeing, my answer would perhaps be a no. My answer would be that this connection is not worth your time. I feel like, again, we are either actively getting played by this person, or we've begun to realize that we're getting played by this person. I just feel like, and also regardless, at the end of the day too, something for me that I believe in very strongly is like, I'm not telling you new information here. So like, I guess I'm saying that too, just as far as like the comments go, like, I'm not telling you new information. You would have already picked up on red flags. You would have already suspected that this person's doing something, or you would have already found definitive proof that your person isn't stopping their bullshit. So I'm not telling you new information here. So if this is all new information and you have not once picked up on this intuitively, then this message is not for you. However, if we've been picking up on it intuitively, if we have definitive proof, if we've seen a lot of red flags when it comes to this person, if this person at times is rather toxic or abrasive with us, then I feel like your best bet is to try to get the hell out of this connection or this relationship or this situationship, whatever the hell it is. I also feel like for some of us, even though I might have lost you by now, I feel like for some of us, we are dealing with past relationship trauma, whether it was recent past or distant past, that feels a little bit fresh for us. And for some reason, like something that I'm picking up on here, especially for those of us in that category where this is something that has happened to us either recently or even distantly, I feel like what's going on here is then we keep meeting people that are exactly the fucking same. Like, we've incurred this relationship trauma. We've dealt with a cheater or a player. We've dealt with somebody that has strung us along, or manipulated us emotionally in some type of way. And now it seems like let's say if we're on the dating apps, like we're dealing with people that only want casual or non-committal relationships. We're not meeting people that, you know, want what we want, or like we're not meeting people that want to settle down, etc. And it's kind of like it might be making us feel further in despair when it comes to our love life, because not only have we dealt with this in the past and been heartbroken by it, but we're feeling our heart break more and more in the present as we're continuing to meet people that seem to be exactly like this past person we have dealt with. And I do overall feel like there is that message there of not giving up hope. Like not giving up hope in regard to your love life, because the people that we seem to be meeting are reminding us of and sending off similar like red flags of other people that we've dealt with in the past. It's like, don't give up hope, but continue also to focus on yourself and on self-love. Continue to focus on your own like personal growth and your own spiritual growth. Okay, so I hope that this made sense in some type of way. My pile twos, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. Hello, pile 3, my selenite pile. Let's take a look at what you need to hear most in regard to your love life at this point in time. Okay, let's see what it is that you need to hear most in regard to your love life. My pile 3s. Okay, we've got the Queen of Cups. And we have the Nine of Swords. So what I feel like could be occurring here for some of us is, first of all, we might have, like, let's say maybe we've been hurt in the past. It just feels like to me with the Nine of Swords jumping out, like we've had some nightmarish and hellish experiences at times within our love life. And that might be something that's making us a little apprehensive, of course, to move forward or to put ourselves out there in regard to love. And I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourselves because of the fact that the Queen of Cups is here. And the Queen of Cups is a very loving, nurturing, compassionate, sympathetic, empathetic card. The Queen of Cups is showing that you have so much love to give. And it just feels like at times we are holding ourselves back in regard to our love life. So in some regard, the Nine of Swords is bringing me, or like for some of us, the Nine of Swords is bringing me that we've been very apprehensive to take any type of chance on love again due to something that we've been through in the past. I also feel like the Nine of Swords can be highlighting here that at times, especially now in the present in our love life, it's been very difficult for us to fully open up to or to fully trust anyone anymore. You know, and of course, I feel like this is based on experiences that we have had in the past. You know, so at this point in time, we're finding it very difficult to be our true selves or to be emotionally vulnerable with someone else because of what we have experienced. And I feel like, to be honest, that's just a skill that we have, or like that you have in this situation. And at times, like the only way, I don't know if this makes sense. I don't know if this is a thing, but like a lot of times I feel like, at least in personal experience, like you don't know whether or not you can trust someone until they do something that makes you realize you can't trust them. But I feel like it's a disservice to yourself and to others for you to not show your like vulnerable side, or to show your soft side, or to show what a loving, nurturing, kind human being you are. Because that type of energy just emanates off of you. You know, so it's kind of like we're doing this disservice to ourselves and to others by not opening up and by not trusting. But I completely understand the fact, I completely understand why we aren't doing so. But the way that it comes through for me is like it is a disservice to others, even if it takes practice, even if it takes time. There's this need for us to be more open, or this need for us to show our vulnerable, softer side, to show our more nurturing side. Because again, where I guess like the point of view where I'm coming from is that it's very difficult for you to know if you can trust someone. Like until they break that trust. And it kind of brings me to that saying that's kind of like love. I have to look it up before I completely butcher it. Okay, so I have Googled the saying, and it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And I feel like that's a huge message or a huge thing that you need to hear right now. The whole point or thing of this reading is and especially for you, pile 3, what you need to hear right now is it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, or whatever the hell it was that I just said when I read it and then closed it out. But I feel like that's something to maybe keep in mind in regard to whatever you're currently going through or experiencing in your love life. Okay? And I just feel like, again, sometimes it takes practice. Like for me, I found friends that I could be emotionally vulnerable around. Let's say, like I always recommend that to people. Especially, like, let's say if we're feeling like we're meeting shittier people in regard to our love life, or we're meeting people where immediately we're like, I can't trust this person. Like there's just something off. I don't trust them, etc. And we never really get to that point of being emotionally vulnerable because we get the ick or there's red flags, etc., whatever. Like I found that basically, let's say, I don't know of a better way to say it other than practicing, but I found that being in and finding friendships that I can be my true self around, that I can be my emotionally vulnerable self around, that I can be my softer side around, has really helped for me in regard to taking that tool and like inputting it into my romantic life as well. So I'm not sure if that'll help anybody, but that's just something that has helped me personally. Whatever the case might be, I again feel like we're hesitant to show this certain side of ourselves to others due to things that we have experienced before in our love life. And I feel like, again, this is a disservice to yourself and a disservice to others, because there's many times where maybe we're not showing our most authentic self because we're not willing to show any vulnerability out of the risk of getting hurt. So I'm not sure who that's meant to resonate for. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. But thank you so much, my pile 3s, for allowing me to read for you today. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.